into April. After that, we do our annual Shakespeare Bard at the Bar, because we always focus on classics, and we are again the guest at the Historic Players Club down on I would say Grosvenor Square. That's the wrong country. Gramercy Park. It looks like Grosvenor Square, but it's not quite. And we're there at the end of May, doing all Shakespeare, and we invite you to always be with us along the way. So here we go. Tonight, I also want to, I'll introduce each scene and who's in it. We always keep the lights on because it's still in progress, as opposed to bringing them down. You're very much an important part of what we're doing tonight because we're taking notes by having you out here breathing. Because this stuff only lives when there's an audience. So thanks for being that. And any questions and things, please feel free to ask after we break. So we're going to begin with not an American classic, but certainly somebody who is not well known to most people who are under 30 or even 40. The playwright's name is Robert Anderson. At one time in the American theater, he had a play on almost every year on Broadway in the 1950s and even into the 1960s. And they usually starred a young actor named Henry Fonda in a lot of them. And this play is, the scene we'll be doing is from a play called Tea and Sympathy, which you might have seen the movie with Deborah Carr a long time ago at 3 in the morning on television. You might. So in this scene, it's Robert Shryock and Jennifer Yadav. And thanks to Eddie, you, our associate director, for working with us on this scene and with us and with me. Here we go. Let's see what this is going to do.
Tom, I've been expecting you.
I was...
Are you going to the dance after all?
No. You can report me if you want, out after hours, or you can give me permission. Can I have permission to go out?
I think I'd better get you some coffee.
You can tell them that too. That I've been drinking. There'll be lots to tell before... I didn't drink much, but I didn't eat much either.
Let me make you something to eat.
No, I can't stay.
All right. But I'm glad you dropped by. I was counting on it.
I said I might not when you invited me.
I know. It's a nasty night out, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm just as glad I'm not going to the dance. It'll be nice just to sit here by the fire.
I wasn't planning to come in.
Then why the flower? And a card for a pleasant evening.
No, it was for the dance. I forgot to cancel it.
I'm glad you didn't.
Why?
Well, for one thing, I like to get flowers. And for another, let me get you some coffee.
No, I'm just about right.
Or you can have some of this. I've only had a sip. Here, you can drink out of this side.
And for another thing?
What do you mean?
For one thing, you like to get flowers.
For another, it's nice to get them on my anniversary.
Anniversary?
Yes.
And Mr. Reynolds on a mountaintop with 20 stalwart youths soaking wet, didn't he remember?
It's not that anniversary. Let me take your coat.
No, I can't.
I know you can't stay, but How nice you look.
Put me in a blue suit and I look like a kid.
How did you know I liked this flower?
You mentioned it.
You're very quick to notice these things. So was he.
Who?
My first husband.
I didn't know.
Mr. Reynolds doesn't like me to talk about my first husband. He was about your age, I'd say. How old are you, Tom?
18? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. We must celebrate.
You better not make any plans.
He was just your age then. Doesn't seem possible now, looking at you.
Why? Do I look like such a
Oh,
child?
no.
Men are married at my age.
Well, of course they are. He was. Maybe a few months older. Such a lonely boy. Away from home for the first time. Going off to war. Yes, he was killed.
I'm sorry. But I'm glad to hear about him.
Glad?
Yes, I don't know. He sounds like someone you should have been married to, not me. Oh, I'm sorry if I...
He was killed being conspicuously brave. He had to be conspicuously brave, you see, because something happened in training camp. I don't know what. He was afraid the others thought him a coward. He showed them he wasn't.
He had that satisfaction.
What good did it do if it got him killed?
You know, I don't know, but I can understand.
Of course you can. You're very like him.
Me?
Before I finish it all, he was kind and gentle and lonely. We knew it wouldn't last. We could sense it. But he always said, why must the test of everything be its durability?
I'm sorry he was killed.
Yeah, so am I. I'm sorry he was killed the way he was killed. Trying to prove how brave he was. In trying to prove he was a man, he died a boy.
Still, he must have died happy.
Because he proved his courage?
That and because he was married to you. I've got to go.
Tom, please.
No, I've got to go.
It must be a very important engagement.
It is.
Well, if you leave now, I'll think I bored you talking all about
No,
myself.
you haven't.
I shouldn't have gone on that way. It's just, well, I felt like it. A rainy spring night, a fire. I guess I'm just feeling reminiscent. Don't you ever get in a reminiscing mood on nights like this?
About what?
Come on now. There must be something pleasant to remember, or someone. Isn't there? Of course there is. Who was it, or don't you want to tell?
May I have a cigarette?
Of course.
My 7th grade teacher.
What?
That's who I remember.
Oh.
Miss Middleton.
How sweet.
Oh, it wasn't sweet, it was terrible.
At that time, of course. Tell me about her.
She was just out of college. Tall, blonde, honey-colored hair, and she wore a polo coat and drove a convertible.
Sounds very fetching.
Ever since then, I've been a sucker for girls in polo coats.
I have one somewhere.
Yes, I know.
What happened?
What could happen? As usual, I made a fool of myself. I guess everyone knew that I was in love with her. People I like, I can't help showing it.
That's a good trait.
You know, when she used to go on errands and she needed one of the boys to go along and help carry something, there I was.
She liked you too, then.
This is a stupid thing to talk about.
I can see why she liked you.
I thought she loved me. I was 12 years old.
Maybe she did.
Anyways, when I was in 8th grade, she got married. And you know what they made me do? There was a luncheon at school in her honor, and I had to be the toastmaster and wish her happiness and everything. I had to write a poem. Now that you are going to be married and away from us be carried, before you promise to love, honor, and obey, there are a few things I would like to say. Oh, from there on it turned out to be more of a love poem than anything else.
Puppy love can be heartbreaking.
I'm always falling in love with the wrong people.
Who is it?
You too?
It wouldn't be any fun if we didn't. Of course, nothing ever comes of it. But there are bittersweet memories, and they can be pleasant. Who else have you been desperately in love with?
It's almost 9. I'm late.
Well, I can't persuade you to stay. We were getting on so well.
Thanks.
Well, in another minute, I would have told you all the deep, dark secrets of my life.
I'm sorry.
Can't you even stay for a dance?
I don't dance.
I was going to teach you.
No, some other time.
Please, for me.
Tell me something.
Yes?
Why are you so nice to me?
Why,
You're not this way to the rest of the fellas.
No. I know I'm not. Do you mind my being nice to you?
I just wondered why.
Well, I guess, Tom, I guess it's because I like you.
No one else here does. Why do you?
I don't know.
Is it because no one else likes me? Is it just pity?
No, Tom, no, of course not. It's because you were nice to me. Very considerate. It wasn't easy for me, you know, coming to a school my first year. You seem to sense that. I don't know. We just seem to have hit it off.
Mr. Reynolds knows you like me.
I suppose so. I haven't kept it a secret.
Is that why he hates me so?
Oh, I don't think he hates you.
Oh, yes, he hates me. Why lie? Everyone here hates me but you. But they won't.
Of course they won't.
He hates me because he made a flop with me. You know, I know all about it. My father put me in this house 2 years ago, and then when he left, he said to your husband, make a man out of him. He's failed, and he's mad, and then you came along and were nice to me out of pity.
No, Tom, not pity. I'm too selfish a woman to like you just out of pity.
There's so much I don't understand.
Tom, don't go out tonight.
I've got to. That's one thing that's clear. I've got to.
Won't you let me teach you how to dance? Tom.
Oh, God.
Tom. No, Tom, Tom.